Ohio Health is the official sports medicine provider of Northmor High School. Available 24/7 to care for your athletes with same-day appointment options. We keep your athletes healthy and in the game. Ohio Health is proud to partner with Northmor High School to provide a healthier community. We are healthcare experts close to home, serving teams, parents, and all of Morrow County. Ohio Health. Believe in we. Ohio Health is the official sports medicine provider of Northmor High School. Available 24/7 to care for your athletes with same-day appointment options. We keep your athletes healthy and in the game. Ohio Health is proud to partner with Northmor High School to provide a healthier community. We are healthcare experts close to home, serving teams, parents.
The defending KMAC champions open up its home portion of its schedule against a non-conference power. It's the Northmor Golden Knights hosting the Johnstown-Monroe Johnnies from the castle on the campus of Northmor High School. Hello everybody, my name is Travis Berardi alongside Brian Skoronsky. And Brian, home opener for Northmor after a tough loss on Saturday to open the season against Pleasant.
I think some home cooking is just what they need just after the holidays. I'm sure these guys have been stuffed all week and looking to stuff a victory into that W column. And in order to do that tonight against a pretty formidable opponent, Northmor definitely, Travis, they're going to have to limit their turnovers. We saw in the loss against Pleasant that really cost them in their only game so far this season. 20 giveaways for Northmor, so if they can protect the basketball here tonight, I think that'll bode well for them certainly, and they're going to have to against a Johnnies team that, as you saw in the pregame, they got a couple of kids that can really play.
Yeah, Jake Lusk and Gavin Foe. Jake Lusk last year against this squad put up 32 points. In their loss against Worthington Christian 74-73 just a few days ago, he had 23 points and 8 rebounds against a Worthington Christian squad that is constantly in a regional or a state Final Four. As well as Gavin Foe, he had 16 against Byrne Union in their win, 71-23 to kick off the season. He had 16 points against Northmor. And the funny thing, Brian, that was the only 2 scorers that they had last year against Northmor, and it was enough for the victory.
Well, when you have kids that can fill it up like that, sometimes that's all you need is just a couple of guys to be able to put it in the bucket. As long as you can get the other key complementary players to buy into that role, Travis, not everybody's willing to just be a stud, rebounder, and defender. So if the Johnnies have some players like that totally understand, hey, we know what our role is, we know what our position is when we're on the floor with these 2 big-time scorers, it can work out. And as you just mentioned, last year against this very Golden Knights team, it did just that.
Yeah, Northmor, as we said, they fell to Pleasant 61-44. They had the deficit down to 6 early in the 4th quarter, but Pleasant, they were in the bonus for the whole quarter. They hit their free throws down the stretch, and they were able to pull away for the 61-44 victory. We're going to step aside real quick for the playing of the national anthem. Honored America. Now it's time to introduce you to the starting lineups tonight. First, 41-1 Johnstown-Monroe Johnnies, coached by Kevin Eckenrode. A 6'4" senior number 0 Mason Cannon, a 6'3" senior guard, number 1 Gavin Foe, as he said, scored 16 against Northmor last year. Number 11, a 5'10" guard, Josh Potter, a senior. Number 15, a 6-foot guard, Brandon McConnell. And number 32, a senior forward, Jake Lusk, 32 points last year against Northmor. Big name to watch for tonight. As for the home-standing Northmor Golden Knights, under first-year head coach Blade Tackett, he was an assistant under Zach Ruth the last few years. Colonel Crawford graduate, played under David Sheldon, so you know he knows his basketball. Starting 5 for the Golden Knights, 5'9" junior guard Grayson Cass, 6'6" senior forward Cooper Keene, number 12. Number 22, a 6-foot guard Logan Mariotti, younger brother of Hunter Mariotti, who was a stud here the last few years in Northmor. Maxton Lower, sophomore, 6'3" forward, number 23, and to round out, Preston Harbolt, a 6'2" forward, number 31. Cooper Keene and Logan Mariotti, both double figures for Northmor in their game against Pleasant. Keene with 16, Mariotti with 12.
And Keene is going to be jumping here, Travis. Led the Golden Knights in pretty much every single statistical category in their opener, which you like to see from your stars. However, in order for Northmor to be successful, they got to get a few other guys contributing in some other key areas, including Maxton Lower shut out in the first game. So I'd really like to see the sophomore get a few more touches, maybe try to use his big body, get him in the paint.
We are underway here. Johnstown-Monroe did get the tip. Brandon McConnell dishes off to Josh Potter. Looking to start this offense. Northmor really needs to have the defense going tonight against Lusk and company if they want to stay in this one. Layup shot good. And Gavin Foe gets the visitors on the board with the first 2 points of the night. It's 2-0.
That's just a nice, clean look inside. Went over the left shoulder. Nice hook. Easy 2 points.
Golden Knights with its first possession. Cass with it, drives it in underneath. Scoop layup, no good. Rebound by Potter. It'll be knocked out of bounds, and it'll stay with Johnstown-Monroe, leading 2-0 early on. Just underway here from the Castle. Brian Skaronski alongside Travis Girardi on the call.
And I seen Blade over there with the nice quick hands, good agility. So even though he's coaching now, Travis still got it a little bit.
All he needs is that towel like his predecessor, Dave Sheldon.
Not everybody necessitates a towel quite like Dave Sheldon.
Shot up by Foe. He's going to be fouled. That'll go against Keene, his first foul. Keene's first.
And Northmore's got to avoid getting him in foul trouble here early. He definitely cannot pick up a second foul in the first quarter and have to head over to the bench.
First free throw up and good. 3-0 Johnstown-Monroe. Up, swish. So Foe with the first 4 points of the game. It's 4-0 Johnstown-Monroe. That ball's knocked out of bounds, and you see Johnstown-Monroe applying the pressure after seeing what Pleasant was able to do against Northmor, causing 20 turnovers on Saturday night.
Yeah, Spartans won the turnover battle 20-8, I believe, so a 12 TO differential. I mean, you're not going to win very many games. It's kind of a wonder that Golden Knights were even able to hang around as long as they did in that game before losing it pretty close towards the end of the fourth.
Coach Tackett telling me before the game they got to slow things down. There's a turnover right there.
Exactly what they need to avoid. Great transition move, too. Nice bucket.
And once again, it's Foe. 6 points now, it's 6-0.
And you can tell, Travis, this kid Foe, along with Lusk, I mean, if you can score the ball as efficiently as they can, there's really no need to look to other offensive players in terms of setting up plays for them.
Another turnover. Keene unable to keep that. That's too quick for Northmor. Johnstown-Monroe looking to push this up to possibly 8-9-0.
Couldn't ask for a much worse start here if you're Northmor. Their head coach, it's a big key for them to not turn the ball over. They come out, they give away some pretty easy ones too. It wasn't even really the pressure that forced them into those turnovers. And now the Johnnies with a chance to extend their advantage out to about a 4-score lead if they'll make this, and they do. Well, actually spun out.
That was Lusk with his first attempt in and out. Northmor with his first defensive rebound of the game. Pass. Right side to Flower. And that one's turned over. So 3 turnovers already for Northmor. Lusk in transition, he's fouling. No, they call a travel.
You can't believe it. I can't really believe it either. I'd love to see the replay on that one and see if he did shuffle his feet.
It was close. The referee was behind him, so I guess he had a better view of it than us. Nonetheless, Northmor back with the ball, down 6-0 here early on.
It's always my preference to reward the offensive player in that situation when they take the bump like he did. Sometimes that causes the travel, and tough break that time for the Johnnies.
Cass at the free throw line, driving in, tried to kick it to Lauer. Gets into the hands of Keene, and he scores.
Well, which is it? Is it Lower or Lauer, Travis? You are Mr. Northmor.
It's Lauer.
All right, we'll make sure we get that right. Northmor cuts it down, just a 4-point differential now, and you know, I like that last possession. We need to see a little bit more of that if they want to get get the lead back here in this first quarter.
Yeah, exactly. Get it to your experienced players down on the block. That three is up, no good. Knocked out of bounds, but it will go to Northmor. So Bo with the first three-point attempt of the night, in and out. And we'll go back to the Golden Knights. But yeah, get it to your experienced players. That's Cass, that's Lauer, that's Keene, and that's what they did on that possession. They were able to get the bucket. They're going to have to do more of that tonight if they want to compete with Johnstown. Coming up on the midway point of the opening quarter, 6-2 in favor of the Johnnies. Lauer with it at the top of the key. Gets the Cass. Pull-up jumper. Airballs it. Saved. Somehow stays with Northmor. Nice pass look. Inside. Reverse layup. Good.
And even though it was almost a turnover, I like the initial play, setting it up for Cass coming off the double screen, and then the hustle play leading to that layup right now. Good stuff for the Golden Knights.
Harbold on scoring. That one in, and it's the lucky roll for Cox. And a much-needed basket there by Johnstown. Northmor had some of that momentum back.
Momentum matters so much in basketball. You always hear it. It's a game of runs.
Jump ball there. It'll stay with Northmor. Gavin Miller will check in now for the Golden Knights. He was listed to be a starter, but then he was quarantined because of everything going on with COVID. So he'll work his way probably back into that starting lineup, but he's coming off the bench tonight. Younger brother Blake Miller. First attempt, no good. They're going to call a push-off on Harbold. That'll be his first.
Yeah, loose ball foul right there. A little bit too aggressive going for that rebound. And that's going to be the second team foul against Northmor. Still no fouls assessed against the Johnnies up to this point.
Andrew Armros now checking in for the Golden Knights. Remember, he was the tight end, had a few touchdowns this year. Nice pass. Geez, watch the replay. Nice behind the back look.
Yeah, those are the setups you dream of if you're a player hanging out by the basket. You still have to have the awareness, though, to make the catch and deliver the hoop, but one heck of a pass right there. And how about the answer back at the other end from Keene?
Cooper Keene. Huge three there. And that's something he's worked on in the offseason. As Cox, he's starting to feel it too. Back-to-back threes.
Yeah, better right back right there. I love that. Whenever an opponent comes down, hits a big shot, and then you have the courage to go back at the other end and take one. Oh, it feels real special when you splash it home.
Logan Mariotti back on the scoring.
Got some back and forth offense going right here.
Almost turnover there by Cox. Spot up in the corner. Coming up on 1:45 left here in the opening quarter. And they're going to call travel on him. So Golden Knights with a chance to cut it to one possession here.
Substitutions for both sides too. And how about Keene, 6'6" point guard out here running the show. He's such a versatile player. They can use him pretty much everywhere, and they probably have him bring it up the floor. We'll see if they try to get him off some double action off a screen, or looks like he's just going to pop out to the perimeter.
Miller, left side. Patience gets it back out front. 1:19 left here, opening quarter. Johnstown-Monroe.
There you go, got the isolation one-on-one.
Keene unable to get it to fall.
Yeah, that was a tough shot right there. The initial move, the defender did not bite on it, so he had to go right through the body and pretty much missed everything with that one.
Left side three, no good. Offensive rebound, however.
But taken away by the Golden Knights. Good heads-up play there to eliminate that second possession opportunity for Johnstown. Looks like, yeah, Northmore's probably going to play for the last shot here, Trav.
35 seconds left here. Golden Knights once again with a chance to cut this to one possession at the end of the opening quarter.
And I think this is the right call with just 35 seconds. You know, it's not like the NBA where you can try to get a 2-for-1 type of situation. I think you do hang on to the ball pretty much every time at the high school level when it's short time. Be the only team that gets a shot at some offense.
10 seconds. Thrown up three, no good. It comes out of bounds. It'll stay with Northmore, 4.3 seconds left. Mariotti rushed that shot a little bit, still had some time.
Sure, but I don't mind it just because it allows for an opportunity to get an offensive rebound or second possession like Northmore has right here with still 4.3 ticks.
Got a collision. Ball's going to be thrown into the backcourt. 4 seconds left. Miller with it, top the key, pulls up at the buzzer, no good. And that'll do it for the first quarter. Your score after one, Johnstown-Monroe 14, Northmore 9. We're going to take a break. You're watching high school basketball live and free on the OH Report.
Ohio Health is the official sports medicine provider of Northmore High School. Available 24/7 to care for your athletes with same-day appointment options. We keep your athletes healthy and in the game. Ohio Health is proud to partner with Northmore High School to provide a healthier community. We are healthcare experts close to home, serving teams, parents, and all of Morrow County. Ohio Health. Believe in we.
Second quarter underway here at Northmore. Johnstown-Monroe leading 19-14. They have the ball to start. McConnell for three. In and out, no good. Rebound by Lusk, puts it back up. He can't get it to fall, and it gets into the hands of Northmore.
And the Knights have caught a couple of breaks here in the early portion of the second quarter and certainly in the first where a few bunnies wouldn't go down for the Johnnies.
So Golden Knights once again trailing by 5 here. Cass drives, kicks it over the Lauer, but through his hands, too strong, that'll go out of bounds to Johnstown-Monroe.
And if you are Blade Tackett, you hate those turnovers. It's a pass right on the money to an open guy, make the catch. I mean, you got to limit those type of mistakes. And I don't have an official count, but I think Northmore's got to have at least 5 turnovers by this point. So in order to hit Blade's number, they can only turn it over about 5 more times the rest of the night.
Yeah, 5 turnovers to 2 right now. McConnell, left side. Lusk takes to the hole. He's stuffed. Keene with the block. Golden Knights in transition, but they turn it over. And you can't just give up those possessions because it might turn into this.
Yeah, those are the killers and the backbreakers that at the end of the night when you're going back reviewing the film, they make you sick, Trav, where you're going down, you've got numbers, you got a 3-on-3 and an opportunity to get out in transition and get yourself a bucket. Instead, you turn it over, you give them numbers back the other way, and they get an easy bunny.
That's Caleb Schneider, the sophomore, gets in with 2 points.
Good-looking drive right there.
Nice take by Harbolt for his 4th point of the game. And it's back to a 5-point game.
No weak side defense right there. Knights make them pay. But another offensive rebound by the Johnnies, and this time they do get the stick back to fall.
Gavin Foe with 8 points now. 18-11 now, Johnstown. And the Johnnies, Brian, they've answered every score from Northmor thus far.
That's important. You know, you got to be able to answer the bell whenever it gets rung. And so far right now, Monroe up to the challenge.
Cass with a nice take. The underhanded layup's no good, but he will go to the line for Northmore's first free throws. Schneider called for the foul. And Brian, surprisingly, it's only 2 fouls to 1 right now. A fairly clean game played thus far, at least from the foul standpoint. So that free throw's missed.
Yeah, I mean, clean in terms of the sense of fouls. You know, the turnovers starting to get a little bit higher, certainly than Northmor would like them to be. I think Johnstown's done a much better job of handling pressure when it's been there. Only a couple turnovers for them.
Second free throw. Got it. 18-12, 6-point game here. Coming up on 5.5 minutes left here in the half. Northmor last year was a defensive squad. I believe they held their opponents to about 39 points per game, which is unheard of, Brian.
Yeah, that's impressive stuff, and then there is going to be a foul, just the second one against Northmor, and Coach Tackett doesn't really appreciate that one too much. It looked like, you know, maybe could have gone without a whistle.
That'll be Harbolt's second foul.
You know, this is a different Northmor team, obviously a different coaching staff, so you can't expect to have similar type of results where you can win games on a consistent basis, scoring in the 40s. But I'm sure that that's still part of their baseline and their roots here, and imagine that they want to be a good, fundamentally good defensive team.
Nice pass inside to Foe, but he's going to be fouled by Cass. He'll go to the line for 2.
He's having a good night so far.
Brian, that was a tough pass in there. The Foe, it looked like it was well defended, but kind of like a quarterback, just lobbed it right to the perfect spot.
Johnnies have had a few really nice entry passes tonight. The one around the back delivery, I'd say so far, is the play of the game. So that they've been effective getting the ball down on the block to their players that can get some points for them. Though this time, Foe 0 for 2 from the line.
So an empty possession out of the free throws for Johnstown-Monroe. Northmor still hanging around here. And that ball's turned over. And the Golden Knights just unable to take the pressure right now as Lauer's going to be called for his first foul of the game.
And even though he's a big body kid, you can kind of tell he's a sophomore. He doesn't put himself in a great position to catch those delivery passes. We saw earlier he wasn't able to handle one period. So Maxon, of the about 7 turnovers right now that Northmor has, I mean, he's accounted for about half.
So that foul was on the floor. Foe from the elbow. No good. Cass with the rebound. So the Golden Knights, they've done a good job on Lusk tonight. He only has 2 points, but it's Foe that's really hurt them. He has 8 already. Lauer driving, layup, good.
And that's what you want to see from your big body kid out on the perimeter. He's got a great first step, phenomenal acceleration. He just has to get the ball first, and that's something that Maxon's going to have to work on throughout the year, getting in a position to be able to grab it like that, take one big step, and a hard drive as we see another offensive rebound. And how about Foe doing even more work, Trav?
And I saw Foe kind of jump over the back there of Cass, and then Cass gets credited for the foul later on. So that's just a tough situation right now. Cass is going to be called for his second foul, but nonetheless, Foe's going to get to the line and try and get into double digits.
I like the athleticism. And
definitely.
What's he listed at? How tall is he?
He is 6'3".
So he does a lot of really nice work down in the paint and also has some pretty good guard skills out on the perimeter. So far, I think this kid definitely would be the top guy for player of the game.
Second free throw up, and he has it. 10 points for Foe. And it's back to a 6-point advantage for the Johnnies. And I believe Coach Tackett's going to call a timeout, and he does right here. So with 3:59 remaining here in the first half, it's 20-14 Johnstown-Monroe. And Brian, despite 7 turnovers, Golden Knights only 2 possessions down.
They're very much right in the thick of this, and sometimes this is good coaching right here. Perhaps he has a set that they've been really working on that he's confident that they can get a bucket out of. You see this time and time again at the upper levels of the game, and certainly here at the high school level, you're seeing right here. I assume they have something that they know they can get a bucket from, that they've had a lot of success with in practice, and they don't want to fall too far behind. So even though it's just a 2-possession game, you definitely want to trim that down, get it back to 4 or even 3 if you're trying to get an open look at a triple. But Golden Knights hanging tough right now, but not according to their game plan. I mean, they wanted to ball control, slow things down, and I think at times so far here early in the game, they have played into Johnstown-Monroe's hands. And
a funny thing, Brian, coming to the practices to get their, the interviews and things done with them, they run. They like to run out and transition, but Coach Tackett telling me before the game, if they did that, they'd probably lose a horse race like that. Lauer unable to get that one to fall. Had a decent look at it.
Well, it appears they've identified a mismatch, at least strength-wise, where they're trying to get Max in the ball in that one-on-one situation. Just off the mark with that last shot.
Cox for 3 again, and he hits.
Big shot. Big shot. Biggest lead of the night right now for Johnstown-Monroe as they're inching closer to double-digit lead.
And that hurts if you're Northmor. You come out of the timeout looking to score. You miss a contested shot, and then Johnstown comes down, hits 3. It's a 5-point swing pretty much out of the timeout. Keene driving in, and he's going to get fouled by Lusk. So that'll be Lusk's first, team's second. Johnstown-Monroe next foul will be shooting 1-1 for the final 3:09.
And that might be how Northmor could potentially get back into this contest. They can get some points on the board without any time coming off.
Ball inbounded to Miller. Turns it over again. That's number 8 for Northmor.
And guess who?
Oh, deflected. Kevin Foe, it looked like he was going to have one of those highlight plays, but just the last second deflected out. But Johnstown-Monroe will keep possession.
That's a nice cut right there by Foe, too, going hard to the basket. Good play by Northmor to get a foot on it and make him do it all over again.
Yeah, Griffin Workman just able to get his knee out there and deflect it back out of bounds. Cox with it, drives the lane, puts the layup shot, gets it to go. So Cox now with 11, and that's the differential right now. It's 25-14 Johnstown-Monroe.
Northmor desperately could use a bucket right here.
Workman with it, right corner. Gets into the lane, out to Keene, over the Lauer. 2:30 left here in the half.
Johnnies are being incredibly active in the passing lanes. I think probably Coach Tackett and company will probably recognize maybe some pump fakes and get some back doors going in the second half.
Keene into the lane, spins, can't get anything, and he's going to get bailed out with a foul.
Yeah, I think that's the proper word right there. Certainly Lusk doesn't like the call, and I don't blame him, man. I mean, he looks frustrated. He stood his ground the whole time. Didn't really look like he came down with the arms, and you got to give him a lot of credit so far, the defensive effort that he's put on Keene, who's pretty much been shut down after he had a standout performance in the opener, though they lost on the road at Pleasant.
Keene's first free throw up and good. That gives him 6 points on the night. It's 25-15. And if you're Northmor, get this free throw. You got to keep it under 10 points going into the half. That would be a win for them right now. Second free throw, no good. Bounces out, but it's rebounded by Johnstown-Monroe. Cox driving in. And they're going to get, I believe, Lauer with the block. And that's what they have. Looked like Max got there just a second too late, Brian. Unable to get position for that.
And when you're as thick as he is, like just by default, you're going to get called for a few more fouls than your standard guy just because of the physicality. I mean, it's not really his fault, but normal-sized high school kids they get moved out of the way when you're as big as Max Lauer is. And that's going to be the second on him, just 2 minutes to go before the half here, so looks like he's going to stay on the floor. Actually, no, Mac's going to take a seat here, and they're going to get in the biggest body on the team, 6'7", 300 pounds, now into the mix for Northmor.
That's Dustin Sanders. Splitting time between the JV and varsity squads.
And I'm really excited to see this kid play because just given the physical nature of the kid, you would think that he would be a full-time varsity player as a junior, so we'll have to see what type of skill set he has, and maybe he can work his way into being a full-time varsity player as the season goes along, because that's one thing the coaches always said, you can't teach size, and he's got a lot of it.
So Johnstown-Monroe back up 12 and gets that stripped away, so that's the 9th turnover for Northmor. Nice job by Keene to start, but there was no backside help. And Cox will go back to the line to shoot 2.
And this is going to be, there's going to be a lot of stopping in the tape when they watch this on the playback at practice, Travis. I'm just going to let you know, some of these turnovers are incredibly careless. Monroe they're up in the passing lanes, like I mentioned, and there's no deliberate fakes by Northmor, no look-offs. I'm not seeing them do anything to try to, take them off guard or set something else up. They're being real deliberate, real straightforward with their passes right now, and it's gone against them as they're closing in now on double-digit turnovers.
And Cox, it's the second time Johnstown-Monroe's come to the line to shoot 2 and have missed both. So the deficit remains 12 for Northmor. Johnstown now with a full court press. And that deflected off the knee, I guess. So there's number 10 on the turnovers. Pull-up jumper, no good. Keene comes down with the rebound.
With under 90 seconds, if you're Northmor, you'd love to get a bucket right here, see if you can't play some defense and get it back for another possession. You do not want to go into the break down double figures.
Miller picked up his dribble, able to get the Mariotti back out to Keene. A minute to go here. Mariotti once again driving the lane, tried to get to Sanders, and it'll go out of bounds for another turnover.
And that's 11 now. Northmore's goal tonight was to stay at 10 or under. So just by going by the method that they set for themselves, they thought they could get the win if they kept it to 10 and under. It's not looking good for them now, and you see why. When you give a team as many extra possessions as they have, including the offensive rebound, it's virtually impossible to beat a team like Monroe.
All inside the foe, and they're going to call a jump ball, so it'll go back to Northmor. 37.9 seconds left. And the question now is, can Northmor get a bucket and cut this to 10 or less?
They got Cass back into the game, taking out Sanders. So getting in some more ball handling as you see Johnstown. Now they're starting to pick up the full court pressure, throwing in some traps. And this should lead to an easy one.
And Keene gets it to fall.
But so far tonight, Monroe's been able to answer with buckets after Northmor has scored. We'll see if they can do it here in the last 10.
Golden Knights in a 2-3 zone. 10 seconds left. 3 ball by Cox. Airballs it. But they got the offensive rebound and gets the bucket.
Tough first half for Northmor here, going in down 12 into the locker room. I'm interested to see what type of adjustments are made in half number 2.
And that will do it for the first half. Your score, Johnstown-Monroe 29, Northmor 17. We're going to take a break. We'll be back here with some halftime stats and more. You're watching high school basketball live and free on the OH Report.
Ohio Health is the official sports medicine provider of Northmor High School. Available 24/7 to care for your athletes with same-day appointment options. We keep your athletes healthy and in the game. Ohio Health is proud to partner with Northmor High School to provide a healthier community. We are healthcare experts close to home, serving teams, parents, and all of Morrow County. Ohio Health, believe in we.
Halftime at the Castle. For your score, Johnstown-Monroe 29, Northmor 17. Let's take a look at those first half stats. Johnstown-Monroe with 10 field goals compared to 7 from Northmor. 3 threes, all by Tyler Cox. Cooper Keene with 1 for the Golden Knights. And the big story has been rebounding, Brian, on the offensive glass. Johnstown-Monroe 6-0 advantage on the offensive glass.
Well, I think offensive rebounds and turnovers, those are 2 killers. Whenever you give a team an extra possession that you don't have, it does not bode well for you, and certainly for Northmor right now, as you look at the scoreboard, it's not working out very well for them. On the other side, you know, you talked about the two-headed monster for the Johnnies. They've actually had a new kid instead of Lusk step into the scoring role, but 25 points between 2 players right now for the Johnnies, whereas Northmor, they're still trying to figure out, I think, who their go-to guy is. You got to give Lusk a lot of credit for playing the defense that he did in the first half, shutting down Northmor's best offensive weapon from game number 1, but it does definitely feel like Northmor at times, they're still trying to figure out who is our go-to. Where do we go with the ball when we actually need a bucket? We'll see if they can find somebody to step up here in the second half.
As for defensive rebounds, Northmor out-rebounding Johnstown-Monroe 7-5, but it's so low because Northmor with 11 turnovers compared to 2 for Johnstown-Monroe. And that's been pretty much the story of this game. Cut down those turnovers, and this is a completely different ballgame right now, Brian.
I mean, it's easy to say that, but at the same time, I mean, it's such a difference maker when you do give the ball over. And then especially Johnstown-Monroe, they were able to get in transition on a couple of different possessions. They were able to make them pay at the other end. So those are the killers right there, especially when you're in the transition break and it looks like you're going to be getting some easy points, and it ends up that your opponent does, coming back the other way. So Northmor definitely got to hang on to the ball here in the second half. They got to be more clean with it, and if they can, they will have to also combine that with perhaps some good three-point shooting. We haven't seen really either side get it going from beyond the arc.
And we are underway in a music-free second half, and a quick score by Mason Cannon. Johnstown-Monroe starting the second half where they ended the first half. Easy buckets underneath.
And how about that block shot on the perimeter and the pressure of the Johnnies? It gave Northmor fits in the first half, and it looks like they noticed that, so they're coming out with a little bit different style of defense here in the second half. They're going to be trapping right away.
Ball kicked left side, 3-ball up by Potter, in and out, no good. And another offensive rebound put back, no good. Northmor comes out with it.
Fortunate right there for the Knights to avoid the extra possession, leading to points for the Johnnies.
31-17, Johnstown-Monroe with the lead. Northmor went on a large scoring drought there to end the half. Johnstown-Monroe took advantage of it to extend their lead to double digits.
They got Lauer in a one-on-one on the block. I'd like to see him try to take a couple of extra dribbles, utilize that paint. It was wide open for him.
Lauer this time through the middle of the lane, gets it to fall.
And that's what I'm talking about. I mean, when it opens like that, where there's nobody on the backside that can come over and help defensively, and you're a big body like Maxton, you got to capitalize. He was able to that time.
31-19, Johnstown-Monroe leads. 2 minutes gone by here, second half. Wide open look for Potter again. This time he hits.
And I almost wonder at this point if that's a defensive strategy, like they're trying to leave open those deep wing threes, Travis, because that's 2 very wide open looks that we've seen here in the opening minutes.
And that also just might be Northmor. Nice take the hole, no good. That might be Northmor just focusing a little too much on Foe and Lusk. Lusk takes it. Count the bucket.
Might have been a bit of a makeup call. In the first half, he had one of those that went against him where he was called for a travel when it probably should have been an N1. That time, that looked a little bit more like an offensive foul to me. Instead, it's going to be a chance for a three-point play, and only 4 points so far looking to make it 5.
That's Lauer's 3rd foul. Free throw, no good.
This is a pretty critical stretch right now for Northmor. I mean, you got to be good offensively.
Cass takes the hole, deflected away. Potter with the partial block. And that time they're going to get the offensive foul.
And that was obviously the right call. I mean, he went right at the defender who set his feet. So just about 3 minutes in, both sides now 1 foul each.
17-point difference right now. Johnny's leading 36-19. Johnstown-Monroe back to that. It looked like more of a 3/4 court press, but still does its job as Northmor turns the ball over again. Number 12 on them.
And one of the big problems right now for Northmor is they don't have very many confident ball handlers that you can give it to, that you know that is going to be comfortable with the ball with the pressure coming at them. And I think that's led to a bulk majority of their turnovers just getting a little bit panicky.
Nice passing by Johnstown-Monroe. Almost a turnover, though. That time, Foe will go to the line.
Super aggressive player, man. I mean, he was phenomenal in the first half, leading all scorers so far, and looking to add to it right here, though. Wasn't great at the line in the first half. We'll see if he can correct that here in the third.
Can't get it to fall. Griffin Workman will come in now for Cass, who has 3 fouls. Gets the second to fall. 13 points now for Foe. 37-19 your score.
The Johnnies, again, you see that they're just looking to trap, force Northmor into making a decision. And it leads to another Knights turnover, man. In this game, I mean, it's starting to get away from them.
And a frustration foul on the Golden Knights. I'll go on Harbolt, that's his 3rd.
You know, quality guard play is such a feather in your cap if you're a coach and just a team in general, as that 3 off the mark here by the Johnnies. And right now, I mean, Northmor, they're just struggling to find it, Travis. I mean, when Cass doesn't have the ball, it doesn't look great for them.
Somehow Johnstown-Monroe able to get the offensive rebound out of that scrum and get the timeout. $18-point lead right now for Johnstown-Monroe. Looking to really put this game away, Brian. Defense has been really good here to start the second half.
Yeah, they're suffocating them. They're sending over that fire play over and over again, and just forcing Northmor to try to make a quick pass or decision. And so far up to this point, it hasn't cost the Johnnies. Northmor hasn't been able to beat them not one time. They haven't been able to get it out of the trap and get a clean, open look. Sometimes when you press, it'll cost you. It'll lead to easy buckets going the other way. But right now, I mean, the Johnnies are winning that battle and winning it pretty much every single possession. So Northmor, they got to find an answer, man. They got to find someone to come out and either be able to dribble their way through the press and or make the clean right pass, as that one goes off the back iron.
That was a nice cut off the inbounds pass, just couldn't get the fall.
He's a good player, dude. I really like this number 1 for Johnstown-Monroe. He cuts so hard to the basket, Travis. That's what's led to him getting open on a few of these occasions. He's smart with the basketball, does a pretty nice job on the perimeter. Solid player.
Spin move,
Wow.
gets it to fall. Workman
basket
on the board.
Workman doing some work for sure on that one. That's a tough basket, but sometimes that's all you need just to see the bucket go through the net just one time.
Keene with the block.
Nice double team right there. I did like the rotation by Northmor to make it hard on him. Lusk, he goes hard when he gets it in the paint. He likes to attack the basket right away.
So let's see if the Golden Knights can get a couple buckets together.
Wow.
Instead, they turn it over again. 14 turnovers now.
And that's the story so far of the night, in my opinion, for the Knights, is that even the easy pass, that's an easy one. Just kick it out to the corner. No need to look them off or anything. You're just trying to take a dribble and get it over to the wing. Can't do that right. It goes out of bounds, and we've seen that just one too many times.
Quick ball movement again by Johnstown-Monroe. Almost turned it over, but it turns into a reverse layup by Foe. 15 points now for Foe. And it's 39-21. Miller up and under, can't get it to fall. So Foe doing it on both ends. Can he get an assist with it? No. And they're going to say that goes off of Mariotti, so it'll stay with Johnstown-Monroe.
And I think that's the correct call, too. Some Golden Knights in a tough spot now. Just got a couple of points here in this third quarter.
And Lusk gets the bucket and the foul. And a little chatter afterwards as well as he scores his 6th point of the night.
Well, leading scorer on this team, and he's been pretty quiet here for the most part. But now starting to find it a little bit in the second half. He's up to 6 points. Chance to make it 7.
41-21, Johnstown-Monroe leads. 2:37 left here in the third quarter. And gets the free throw to fall.
They're going to stay with the pressure, so who's going to step up for Northmor and make some plays here, at least some wise decisions like that. That's been challenging for him, just to make that little pass over the top and break the pressure. Now that you're into your offense, can Northmor get a couple of easy baskets, try to trim this lead down before you get into the fourth and make it a game?
Inside the Keene, backs himself up, and he's going to be fouled and go to the line. And that's, like we've said a couple times, got to get it inside to the experienced players. Let them make some moves and get to the lane. And that's exactly what Keene did. Draws the foul, and he's going to the line.
Well, unfortunately for Northmor, because of the ball handling problems that they've had so far, Keene's had to run point forward way too many times tonight. You want to get your 6'6" kid down on the block in positions just like that so he can take advantage of the height difference that he has on the defenders.
Misses the front end.
So for Northmor, I mean, I think the exposure has been kind of obvious what they're lacking here. They need to get a little bit more confidence in their guard play and just have some kids that aren't going to turn it over, put you in compromising situations. They don't have to be great. Just handle the ball well, take care of the ball, and see what you can do at the offensive end. But they got to start finding some guys that can at least get them into their offense, make that delivery pass, and open up things for Keene down on the block.
Well, we have a timeout here. We'd like to know where you guys are watching this from tonight. We know the restrictions are getting a little bit tighter now with basketball, only family able to be here for these games, but we're happy to bring these to you live and free, so let us know where you guys are watching.
And so cool the contracts with Northmor this season. A school that, Travis, you're going to have to explain this to me. I guess I don't really know. I mean, you're so beloved over here at this school. We pretty much put you on every single Golden Knights call. You're known as Mr. Northmor at the OH Report. What happened where you became infatuated. How did this love affair begin with you and the Golden Knights?
Well, you know what? Northmor reminds me of my high school back in West Virginia. Bishop Donahue, small school, community. Pretty much every night the community came out, closed down, came to the basketball games, came to the football games, and this is exactly what Northmor is. Before COVID, the last few years, I came over here working at the other video entity in Mansfield. They were undefeated. St. Peter's was undefeated. Both teams were playing. We had that as our game of the week. We were getting ready to show that. Came down here, loved the atmosphere, and just followed them the rest of the year. That layup is kind of stripped, and Northmor takes it over. But followed them the rest of the year. People were appreciative of it. Came back the next year. They were just as appreciative, and it's just a fun place to be. So, when we got the chance. When we had the chance to cover Northmor, I said, hey, let's do it. Build me a cot or something down here, and I'll cover every game.
Well, we're certainly going to be here a lot. Every single home varsity game for the boys and girls this season, we will be down here at the Castle bringing it to you live and free.
We'll be here tomorrow night.
That's right. It's just the fun pretty much never stops out here in North Bloomfield Township when it comes to the OH Report and these Knights. Just like to see them get some wins certainly under their belt. And you mentioned kind of how it all started for you and that great season that they had just a couple of years ago. And while they had some great inside players, in my opinion, what really made that team tick, their point guard play, Michi Johnson. And I know that those guys don't come around very often, but just to be able to have the composure in situations like this, just to be able to clear everybody out, say, hey, I got it, I'll get us into our offense, that's who Northmor needs to find. You can't keep having your center bring the ball up.
Yeah, and they had Logan Randolph the last couple years as well. Really good point guard, graduated from their district semifinal team. Keene taking it to the hole, and he's going to get swatted away.
Wow.
So we are under a minute to play here, third quarter.
And Northmor's, they've stepped it up defensively here over the last several possessions. They've been able to hold Johnstown-Monroe to one-and-done situations. Just offense has really been at a premium. I think they only have 6 points this quarter.
.30 seconds left. And Harbolt, he's going to go to the line. A nice take to the hole, and he's rewarded by 2 free throws.
The Knights haven't been bad when they've been able to get into their offense.
Eric and Diana Workman watching from Shelby. Free throw up, no good. Patrick Forshee watching from Howard, Ohio. We're going to have a couple East Knox basketball games this year. Leanne Howard-Kohler from Marion. Ed Boggs from Lexington. Sherry Montgomery watching from Johnstown. Happy their team's up 20 right now. Second free throw up, no good.
That one was tipped, I think.
And it will stay with Johnstown. Angie Evans from Candlewood Lake. Tom Gawker tuning in from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, following Northmor this season.
Oh, buddy. He's got some white sandy beaches out there. We just have white snowy driveways right now in Ohio.
Yeah, I got a good 5-6 inches last night and early this morning. Johnstown trying to get the final shot off. 3 seconds, 2, throws it up. Off the rim, no good. And that'll do it for the end of the third quarter. Your score, Johnstown-Monroe 42, Northmor 22. You're watching high school basketball live and free on the OH Report.
Ohio Health is the official sports medicine provider of Northmor High School. Available 24/7 to care for your athletes with same-day appointment options. We keep your athletes healthy and in the game. Ohio Health is proud to partner with Northmor High School to provide a healthier community. We are healthcare experts close to home, serving teams, parents, and all of Morrow County. Ohio Health, believe in we.
Start of the fourth quarter at Northmor. And a foul on the floor, and the Golden Knights will take it out. Just underway. Johnstown-Monroe up 20, 42-22, and their defense really causing fits for the Northmor offense.
It's been one of the big stories here tonight. I think the turnover problems for Northmor, who does finally knock down a big three here in the second half, have been mostly self-inflicted. However, the Johnnies, they have kept up the pressure throughout the entire night, and it's forced the Golden Knights into how many turnovers they got now, Trav?
They have 14. So they've calmed it down in the second half, but that damage is already done.
You know, one of the great erasers of bad play, or at least bad stretches, is the three-point field goal, though. So if Northmor can step up, get confident from the perimeter, who knows, man? You might be able to put a little scare in Johnstown here.
Golden Knights back in that 2-3 zone. Three-ball, air ball, deflected out, and the Golden Knights will get another possession.
And it looks like the Johnnies are going to drop back and play some defense now, pick up at half court. So this really does bode well for Northmor. I'm actually a little surprised by it. I know that they've got the big margin right now on the scoreboard. However, you know, Northmor has proven that they have not done well handling the pressure. I'm a little surprised, actually, that they've stepped back.
Mariotti almost had it stripped away. Nice pass inside, layup good. So the Golden Knights with 5 straight.
And I believe that's the first back-to-back buckets that we've seen from them all game long, Trav.
3 on the other end, got it.
Big one.
McConnell with his first points of the night.
Big answer right there. Northmor, for the first time, it felt like, hey, we've got something going offensively. And then to come back on the very next possession right away and knock down a triple, that's pretty big stuff.
Foul's going to be on McKinley Thomas.
Another turnover by the Knights.
Nice take there by Foe. And just like that, that 5-point run's been erased.
Foe now closing in on 20 points. He's got 17 for the night, leads all scores. Big difference maker for them.
That was the right look there by Cass, but
showtime,
goodness.
Look out. Foe, two-handed slam.
Give him 19 and give him a highlight. 49-27.
And another turnover, 3
steal.
Straight for the Knights. Wow.
Oh my goodness, what a move. Give him 21 points. It's been the Gavin Foe show for the last 3 or 4 possessions. He did it all himself.
And when I said he was closing in on 20 points, I didn't think he'd get there in about 20 more seconds with 2 big highlights, but that's what's happened. Northmor.
And if I'm right, I believe that's Northmor's first offensive rebound of the night.
One of the few, if it's not their first. Johnnies have done a great job of boxing out defensively, getting out in transition here tonight. I like this team a lot. They got about 3 different players that can really play. Travis, I mean, this is a tough opponent for anybody.
And this is a Johnstown-Monroe team that they're year in and year out, they make runs in the tournament. They put up a really good fight against Worthington Christian, who makes state Final Fours almost yearly, pretty much. And they fought them to a 1-point loss a couple days ago. So this is a really good Johnstown-Monroe team. And if they play defense like this all year, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. 3 up in the air for Thomas, off the line. Rebound, Northmor. Under 5 minutes to play, and that's stolen away. But stolen right back. Up and under, no good. That'll be a travel.
Yeah, things getting just a little bit sloppy here in this fourth quarter. So we're going to see some substitutions on both sides.
Lauer back in. McConnell will check out. Cody Siegfried checks in for Johnstown-Monroe. Keene takes it to the hole, gets the score.
It's a nice move, and that's where you want to get Keene. That's where he needs to get touches. Bringing the ball up the floor certainly has not been his forte here tonight. I know that he's a decent ball handler, but he's a lot more effective when you can get him posted up on the block.
51-29, Johnstown-Monroe leads, midway point of the fourth.
Quick hands there by Lauer, forces a turnover.
Johnstown-Monroe's fifth. I'd like to say hello to Brandon White and Mark Brammer, watching from Centerburg. Just signed a contract with them. We'll be doing some Centerburg basketball games this year as well.
Oh, not just some, Travis. I think we're doing all of them. So we are going to definitely be the K-Mac company of North Central Ohio.
Grayson Cass with the nice runner. Back to 20.
Knights sitting back in a zone defense right now.
Sidnor for 3, airballed it. We'll call that a pass, I guess. Back out top.
Getting a standing ovation from some of the JV players, few parents over there on the Johnny side. Done some nice work here on the road. Looking to move to 2-1 on their season.
Nice move there by Siegfried. Backing down Lauer for the 2 points. Cass with another runner. He's fouled. He'll go to the line. I guess with anything you could get out of this game for Northmor, it's that Johnstown-Monroe coming into this game scored 71 and 74, or 71 and 73. They're not going to come close, I don't believe, to that mark tonight. So defensively, you held Johnstown-Monroe well under their average so far.
It's important for coaching staffs to look at silver linings. There's no question about that. But when you're held to, we'll see how many the Knights end up with, just a shade over 30 right now.
Cass gets the first one to fall. 53-32.
I would definitely agree that Northmor has done some nice things defensively here tonight, particularly in the first half. You know, we were reading about Jake Lusk and what a phenomenal junior season he had and what he's been doing so far as a senior. They held him in check for the most part here tonight, but it's opened things up for other guys like Foe, who's now up over 20. So I think just, you know, a bit outmatched tonight in this game. It would have taken a real solid performance from Northmor, a clean performance to hang around in this one, because this game got away from them pretty early.
Yeah, it was down to a 4-point game towards the end of the first quarter. A little bit of a run, pushed it out to 9. And then the second quarter is just when, I guess, the wheels fell off for Northmor. And they really haven't been able to recover. Lauer with a nice take. He has 6.
It was, and I really like his first step. You know, it's phenomenal. I don't know what kind of three-point shooter he is out there, but if he can develop a couple of nice-looking jumpers throughout the course of a game, I think that'll really open up that big first step that you just saw right there.
And another turnover for the Golden Knights. Mariotti pull up 3. Oh, in and out.
Halfway home.
Nice little move there by Sidner. .55-35 coming up on a minute left. Brian, I think it's safe to say that Gavin Foe, player of the game tonight.
No question about it, and I'm looking forward to talking to him actually and
we'll let you have a chat with him tonight.
Like to know what the big picture goals are for this team. You know, so early on in the season, but from what we've seen from them tonight, they play in Division III in tournament. Is that correct?
I believe you're right, yeah.
So playing against some of the smaller schools, I mean, this looks like it can be a pretty competitive team once they get into tournament play.
First free throw up and good. Second one for Sanders, good as well. Under a minute to play, 55-37. Johnstown-Monroe leading. Top of the key 3 for Schneider, no good. Offensive rebound. It looks like Johnstown-Monroe, they're just happy with dribbling out the clock. So we reached 10 seconds left. So Johnstown-Monroe, they'll advance a 2-1 on this early season. Northmor drops to 0-2, and Coach Blade Tackett still looking for win number 1 in his early coaching career, but I have a feeling he will get this at some point in the next coming week or so.
Most definitely, and hopefully it comes here at home so that we can have it for you guys live and free on the OH Report. Not the best game for the Knights. Certainly you can tell that they've got some decent talent at a couple of key positions. Just got to work on that guard play and learn to handle pressure. However, tonight was more about the Johnnies and what they were able to do and some of their studs stepping up, including Mr. Foe, who is going to be our player of the game when we return.
All right. We'll be back with the final stats and that interview with Brian and Gavin Foe. Right after this, you're watching high school basketball live and free on the OH Report.
Ohio Health is the official sports medicine provider of Northmor High School. Available 24/7 to care for your athletes with same-day appointment options. We keep your athletes healthy and in the game. Ohio Health is proud to partner with Northmor High School to provide a healthier community. We are healthcare experts close to home, serving teams, parents, and all of Morrow County. Ohio Health. Believe in we.
Welcome back to the Castle, where it was just a big 55-37 victory for Johnstown-Monroe, and we've got the player of the game joining us right now. And first off, Gavin, congratulations on the victory here tonight.
Thank you.
I overheard a little bit of the post-game celebration, you guys in the locker room. What would you say was most exciting about this win for the team collectively?
I would say we had a tough loss against Worthington Christian on Saturday, so we had a lot of we wanted to come out and show what we had. So getting a win after a tough loss is definitely always feels good.
You specifically, in the first half, you came out, you were pretty dominant offensively. You made the most of your one-on-one matchups. Tell me if that was a point of emphasis for you to go ahead and capitalize on that, or if it just kind of happened naturally in the flow of the offense.
My coach always big on just attack, like push and transition, so I can get those one-on-one opportunities. So that's definitely something we plan for in practice for.
Defense led to a lot of offense for you guys tonight. You turned them over almost 20 times in the game. How much of that is something that you guys are going to lean on moving forward?
Defense has always been a big part of our program, like as long as I can remember. So it's definitely something we emphasize, and we hang our hat in our defense for sure.
Versatile player, 21 points for you. You did a little bit on the perimeter, but a lot of your best work, I think, happened just cutting hard to the basket, hard drives. Just tell me about your offensive game and how the game is seen through your eyes.
I mean, I definitely have always been a slasher, I would say, getting to the basket. Still trying to work on my shot. Been working on it all summer, so hopefully it comes out this season. But other than that, just attacking in the half court, cutting to the basket is definitely something I'm always looking for.
What are big picture goals for this team? Because you got a lot of seniors out there. I'm sure that you guys are all buying in and saying that this is your type of year. What have you guys been talking about collectively in the locker room?
Well, last year we won a district championship and lost in the regional semifinals. Really tough loss. Shouldn't have lost. I want to win another district and get past that regional semis hump and try to get to the shot and seed center ultimately.
I know it's the big goal for everybody, and it seems like this could be a team that could do it. How much do you like this bunch, and how much fun is it to play on this team?
It's a lot of fun. I've been playing with. We have 9 seniors this year. I've been playing with those guys since I was in 3rd, 4th grade, so we've really grown up together, and it's a lot of fun playing with them, all brothers.
Well, congratulations. Big win here tonight in blowout fashion on the road at Northmor, and I imagine a lot more wins to come for you as the season moves along.
Yes, sir.
All right, thanks a lot, Gavin.
Thank you.
Our player of the game here tonight at the Castle, as we'll welcome Travis back here into the broadcast and take a look at the final stats for the night. And, pretty clearly, I think the turnovers were the biggest problem for either side, or in terms of being a positive or negative. I mean, it was a huge factor. It led to a lot of Johnstown-Monroe points, too. Northmor just giving the ball away one too many times.
Yeah, 18 total turnovers on Northmor compared to only 7. That's pretty much the difference right there. So we take a look at those final stats. 21 field goals to 14, 5-2 3-pointers for Johnstown-Monroe. And you know what? A big one came in that 4th quarter. Northmor had a little bit of momentum. I'm not thinking Northmor is going to come back from 22 down, but they had it cut down to about 17 points there. Come back down, hit one of those big threes, and that just pretty much put the nail in the coffin right there. So 5-3 3-point differential, offensive rebounds as well. I have it 12-1 in favor of Johnstown-Monroe. Those second chance points with a team like this, it just hurts you.
Yeah, it was a killer for Northmor throughout the entire night, giving away empty possessions, allowing Monroe to get second chance opportunities as well. And, it just snowballed for him on a cold night when there is a lot of snow on the ground. And, it was cold shooting, too, for Northmor when they were actually able to get into their offense. It looked good at times, but other times it was rushed, and it led to some empty possessions, some bad shots. So just, this might be one where you maybe don't look at the tape too harshly. Just try to move on from a game like this. I think Johnstown, as you just heard from one of their star players, they got big picture dreams, Travis. They think they can make a deep run in the tournament. They've got the shot and scene center on their mind, and that's just not what is a realistic expectation for a team like Northmor this year. This is a team that you want to see continually progress, find some other kids that are going to step up in place of a great senior class that just graduated. So not that it's going to be a long season for Northmor by any means, but this was a long game for them, and they definitely need to iron out a few things. In my opinion, guard play has got to get better for sure.
Yeah, Cass really needs to. He'll have to take control of that game. Just allow Cooper Keene and Lauer to really control inside the paint. I know Keene, he can play the inside and the outside game. But just to have, like you said, just to have that point guard to allow Keene to really open up his game is just going to be, make the big difference. But, it's early on, losing 3 key starters from last year. Northmore still trying to, get their identity, especially on the offensive end. Defensive end, they held Johnstown-Monroe to 57 points, about 20 less than their average. You got the defense still there, but Northmore, they're known as a defensive team going at least the last 5 years. That's what they do. It's just they have to get that offense going, and then they could probably click and become a KMAC contender, at least go up for the top. I know Centerburg team will be covering a lot. They have a couple pieces back. East Knox is supposed to be good this year. You have Highland. They could be good in their last final years before going to the MOAC. So there's still plenty of time for Northmor to really get that identity.
No question about it. Just like to see some of their big guys spend a little bit more time in the paint, as you just alluded to. But, first-year head coach, first time ever coaching. So in time, I think Coach Tackett and his crew, they're going to figure some things out, and there's going to be a lot of better days here at the Castle than what we just saw.
All right, that'll wrap things up here from the Castle. Your final score, once again, 55-37. Brian Skoronsky, a jack of all trades tonight, color commentary and camera person.
Look out.
Did a great job. Thanks to Adam Thompson for graphics back at the OH Report BS Media Productions. Thank you to Northmor High School as well for allowing us to bring you these games live and free, allowing access and everything. And my name is Travis Berardi. Your final score one more time, 55-37 in favor of Johnstown-Monroe. We will see you tomorrow night right here from the Castle with the Mount Gilead Indians coming on in. Rivalry game, girls side. So we'll bring you that tomorrow night. Once again, for Brian Skoronsky, I'm Travis Berardi saying good night from North Bloomfield Township.